you as a journalist, you must have heard these groups. If you have been following this, the Fulani herdsmen have been calling for peace, and when you call them for peace, they come. They come with their guns because for many reasons. But they come for peace. Can you call IPOP for peace? Can you call Boko Haram? Boko Haram, I think the former president has called them for peace and they came. But when they didn't materialize, now it's difficult to call them to peace. So anybody who inclined to peace, I'm with him. Anybody who inclines, I'm telling you, in Kanu now, if he inclines to stop the agitation, the violent agitations and killing of people, and he says he's going to pursue whatever dream he has peacefully, I will be in the forefront trying to see that this man is released, because I should be given an amnesty for despite the offenses and atrocities he has committed.
Hello, good evening, my viewers. If you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. Mr. Chinedu Michael, it looks as if there is light at the end of the tunnel for Nnamdi Kanu. Seeing that Alasoti, the governor of Abia State, have made it very clear that he have activated move to secure his release politically. I took time to go through his conversation. He was emphatic that he had received assurance from the federal government that the man Nnamdi Kanu will breathe air of freedom. Apart from that, we are seeing things falling in pleasant places for even those who were wrongfully accused by the government. As we have it, one Okechukwu from Abia State have been released, who was arrested in 2022, wrongfully accused, and with award of 5 million from the Director General of GSS, talking about Ajayi. First of all, let's just start from intervention to have Nnamdi Kanu released politically.
Yes, I think for every Nigerians, the whole world should understand very clearly. By the time we start asking ourselves questions, what is a political solution that the government are looking at now? Before they're able to arrive at, seeking political solution to the fate of Nnamdi Kanu, I can tell you very clearly they are on the disadvantaged side, because they have seen and sensed that there might be a collapse of the system against giving the outrage that judgment has been able to generate across all over the world. And it has put Nigerian image to a point of being facing serious check globally, or how they are be able to arrive at that. Though a lot of people are saying from the international community that the judgment was purely political motivated. I think that's why the government themselves are driving themselves towards the issue, because if they fail to get to that point of having a political solution, Nigeria might be having another issue completely, because in the absence of justice, then you are expecting injustice, and injustice comes with a lot of conflicts, like the one that federal government themselves put themselves into by carrying out bringing illegality to the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, now we'll talk about a political solution. It's a way of resolution, of conflict resolution, compromise. A lot of things are being put on the table, and it depends on how the federal government is going to come to the table with all the structures of the federal council on the table. And of course, at the other side of the party, opposition party too, coming to the table with all the structures, But from what we are hearing from the man himself, the IPOB leader himself, who has given a certain revelation about the so much talk about political resolution, is that he was trying to say that, anything that will stop Biafra is completely written off from that circle of offering political solution.
I don't think that is on the table.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to your point. I just want to give an insight to that. So if you see politicians from the southeast extraction, begin to chorus political solution, like the one we saw the governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, coming up with that he has activated, so many other people, Benjamin Kanu, some powerful celebrities too, has added their voice. Obi Kubana and the Chief Priest has also added their voice, and this thing has been generating a lot of things. But the first thing remain when they are talking about political solution. I am telling you that the political solution should be seen to be very, very transparent, very well coordinated, articulated, so that it will not collapse to a situation where it will be seen that as a means, to squeeze or kind of, put Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on a very tight corner.
But I don't think dropping Biafra agitation is on the table, because I want to believe that Alex Oti want to leverage on his personal closeness, friendship with the president, talking about Senator Amabra.
Yes, the fear, the whole, you can see everywhere is just, funny now. The entire Southeast is quiet, and we don't know what that quietness actually means. But when you're talking about it, this is not the first time we are seeing these politicians coming out often and on to talk about they are closer to the president, they are doing this, they are doing that and that, there's going to, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be free and other, unless they have, a certain plan, they are not disclosing to the public,
Okay, now let us bring the angle of the man, Okechukwu, someone who was wrongfully accused in 2022 from Abia State under detention of DSS. The new DSS DG, talking about Ajayi, who had decided to allow the man go with a compensation of 5 million. This is a welcome development, if I may say.
Yeah, it's a very good development. It's a welcome development, as 2023 to date, and I think, they have found out that most of these things were being carried out of, victimization, not based on law. And most of those IPOB members who are, I'm not even saying they are IPOB members. They are IPOB by birth. That's the fact. So if you look at it, from maybe they find out that there is the structure by which these people were being incarcerated. Let me use that word. Was based on victimization.
It was clear that they were wrongly accused.
Of course, if he has admitted that,
Oh, you have admitted that.
Okay, you can see very clearly, just like where everybody is saying that, Jason Motosho, wrongly passed prison judgment on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrongly, and it is generating a heat within the political space, both those in the north, both in the east and the west and other. So I think they might have gone behind and start pushing a political solution from the southeast politicians, and that's what we are talking about. And remember, if you are talking about political solution where it is not favorable to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of course, I don't think why the matter still goes to appeal. I don't think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is actually going to take that. But we look at a situation where conflicts, disagreements, injustice are gotten to a point of, seeking political solution. We must understand that. How did this thing get to this very point where we are talking about political solution? Because the government themselves have sensed, that the judgment did not go down well within the national space and the international space, so they are banditing, or no, they are talking about how they are going to resolve it, possibly outside court, But I can tell you very clearly that if Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually mean to give to be lenient to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we know he knows what he's supposed to do in that regard. So these are just processes that we cannot actually put our confidence to because of our past experiences where we have seen political elites from the Eastern Nigeria meeting with the federal government trying to carry out a political solution which consists of negotiations, and other. And then somewhere along the line, we don't see the federal government coming up, with their own side of reality on the issue.
Now, apart from the governor of Abia State talking about LSOT, we have another man talking about Ojo Okalo, a politician in that from Eastern region, who have claimed that he's equally working behind the scene. who attributed some effort to himself with respect to when Nnamdi Kanu was released in sometime 2017. According to him, equally working behind the scene.
Let me just tell you very clearly, most of these guys might be coming out to just put up a story, try to see
to win the heart of the Igbos.
Yes, but in reality, they might not be doing anything about it. That just see, they will just
but why is it that most people
politics with the imprisonment and the
why is it that most people believe Alex Otti when Alex Otti speaks?
I think to a certain level, I remember before this judgment was passed, Alex Otti has also made similar statement that is making sure when the elders of our Faruku kingdom paid him a courtesy visit and demanding that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released unconditionally. Please mark that word, unconditionally. And he also made statement that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is his friend and they are working on it and all that. So you begin to have a series of but the only thing at that point that is actually pushing the federal government to start marketing political solution to Nnamdi Kanu's case is that the judgment do not go down well.
I ask this question because people have spoken about political solution before, but hence it came from Alex Otti. People now believe, particularly people from eastern part of the country.
Yes,
so what is in Alex Otti that is not in other people?
Yes, the thing is that Alex Otti has shown some level of integrity and credibility in his government, and he has been able to consider the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also came from Abia State, and remember too that the Agocha who happens to be Mazi Nnamdi Kanu constituent, in that regard, has also made a certain statement that they are going to exploit other means, including political solution. But I don't know how they are going to come up with it, how they are going to align, coming together, and other sensing the silence of the youth of the Eastern Nigeria reacting to that kind of judgment that was not based on law. But if you look at what Alex Otti is trying to do at this point in time, I think he's trying to play that role that, after all, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came from Abia State. I am his governor, and at this point,
and perhaps leveraging on his personal relationship with Tinubu.
I don't know how that is going to play off at the end of the day. Yes, because when he was the MD of Diamond Bank and there are, he had this relationship with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I don't know whether that will also lead to an extent where he want to decamp to, APC just for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. It will be very it will be something that is more than a sacrifice in that regard. Because they've come to find out that millions and millions of people love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he has a lot of followers, and the calm we are seeing currently in the eastern part of the country is very, very dangerous currently now going on. And you can see flashes of anger from the youths, regarding how that judgment was actually passed, and also the international pressure on how that judgment was also passed. So if you look at how Omotosho was able to codify that judgment, not based on not even extant law or repeat law. So it tells you that it was purely a political judgment, and it requires a political solution.
A political judgment that requires a political solution. Well spoken indeed. But should the man Alex Otti decide to go to APC for the sake of Nnamdi Kanu, you have the belief that Nnamdi Kanu wants it?
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the most popular personality in Nigeria now and beyond, and he has loyalty of over 85 million people. And the fact still remains that I don't think there's any Eastern politician that is as popular and loved. That's one thing we must understand, and who represents the burden of every Biafran, both within and outside. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not seen just as a freedom fighter. He's seen as the symbol of Christian persecution in Nigeria. He's also seen, as a symbol of a personality questioning the continuation of injustice in Nigeria, and of course, to an extent, the level of political marginalization of the Igbo tribe in Nigeria, which is very, very, very 100%, significant. So, but the fact is that we did not, who are also being part of this orchestrated judgment, be able to allow Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take a political solution in releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, without affecting his ambition and the votes he's going to get from the north. That's another angle to it, because I can tell you, apart from those who are thoroughly, who are significantly, exposed to the global community, who understand what it means at that point, going against or campaigning that after all, this guy has no God, has nothing, then why would he not sentence? And people who are seen as terrorists are moving about, enjoying government environment, and government almost telling them to celebrities at that point, where it has gotten to that level. So if you look at it very well, you begin to sense that the same political solution the Southeasterners are banditing with an option that the northern political structure, the Fulani political structure, might be against a political solution that will not include continuation and agitation for Biafra at the end of the day. So it is where Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to have a very tight decision to make in that regard, if that pressure is going to come from the north in that regard. Then secondly, we don't know the decision of the United States of America to intervene in injustice like this, or possibly use an executive order to call for immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is likely going to attract more sanctions on Nigeria.
Now, lastly on this, because we understand that in the course of probing the issue that has to do with killings and genocide against Christians, alleged genocide against Christians in Nigeria, one of the lawmakers brought up the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as part of what Christians face in Nigeria.
Yes, like I said on this interview, let me you understand. I told you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is also seen from the outside the world and within the Christian community in Nigeria as a sign. That judgment is a sign of continuous continuity in Christian persecution, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a Christian too, So of course, that's what James John, if I can remember, that's the congressman's name, was trying to tell the whole world, given how that judgment, was carried out, like it is purely, planned, agreed, and they decided to, unleash that kind of political judgment to the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So the Nigerian government, the federal government, might be seeing a situation, where they actually shot themselves on the leg, because they don't know actually the consequences of what this judgment is going to come about. So, and that's why the appeal process is still ongoing. But another angle of it is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being taken away from within reach of his legal team. And anybody that is saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually, sacked his legal team, that statement might not be very correct. Given what is actually playing out, sensing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sense that the federal government have already decided to jail him, give him life imprisonment or sentence him to death. And at that point, I think he decided. So to tell you that his legal team is going to be assembled during the appeal court process, go and mark my word, and I'll tell you that.
I want to say everything for your time. This is a development story. We hope to have you next time. But for now, thank you very much.